Text the caller threatening to shoot themselves and had it done to the face with a FaceTime caller just a minute ago. Subject, a 30-year-old white female named Sam Nicholson, 6-foot average build.
Hello, backseaters. It is Monday, and you are now riding along with Undersheriff Mike Martin with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office here in beautiful St. Paul, Minnesota. And we are glad to be outside. It's about 57 and sunny right now. We just had a bank robbery on West 7th at the Wings Credit Union. And so you may hear squads out there looking for the suspect in that case.
Copy. Suspect left southbound on foot in the alley. Possibly the same suspect from the May 5th incident. Started from her south of the address to the river.
So we are quite a ways away from that, so we are not going to head over there. But the financial credit union was just robbed.
Check the area on the apartment. Doors unlocked. There's some blinds and all.
And there's other calls coming in. It's relatively busy. I've been in meetings today, so I'm just now out hitting the street. But I can tell you, just in the few minutes it took to get ready, it sounds like the radio's hopping, so we should be able to have some fun today. I'm gonna turn my sound off here, so we should be able to have some fun. Well, we are northbound on Rice Street approaching Pennsylvania, and we have a number of cars that we are looking for. However, at this point, none of them are ones that I can air a description of, because those particular ones, the bad guys don't know yet that we know what their cars look like. So I'm going to try to keep an eye out while we're patrolling. If there's a stolen that comes out that we can put the information out, I will. I do not have anyone riding with me today. Deputy Pat Scott and I had a lot of fun on Friday night. It was a busy night for how rainy it was, and we were able to get in several different incidents. A lot of people have messaged me and asked about the adults that were arrested who were overdosing on fentanyl and had their 3-year-old boy in the back seat of the car, and they were both booked. They were both charged in custody with the possession of narcotics and the child endangerment. The sad part is, the next morning, our deputies out on patrol had a very similar incident where a lady had her 7-year-old child
on the outside, and someone's at his apartment. They can stage there to make sure he doesn't go back in.
Had a 7-year-old child in the car, and she was overdosed, slumping up in one of our contract cities. We actually assisted State Patrol on that call, and just a sad situation. We realized people are addicted to narcotics, but please don't bring your children with you when you go to visit your drug dealers. Go to get high. Guys, there's a lot going on the radio here, and I'm trying to listen to what else is going on. There's a number of different active calls. I will shut up if there's a new one that comes out, so you can listen to it. Look up this call here. There are several North St. Paul cars out on a call.
From this location.
But I gotta pull over here to do it safely.
444, you know what apartment number your caller's calling up.
I'll check with the TC.
a situation where they're looking for a suspect. New Brighton PD is out looking for some kids that were throwing rocks onto cars on the highway off of Silver Lake Road.
4321 in custody.
So I'm just backing up here to see what else is going on. You may have heard about a shooting in Oakland Cemetery here in the city of St. Paul over the weekend. Two females were shot after multiple rounds were fired inside the cemetery during a memorial service for a young man who had been killed. And unfortunately, sometimes those incidents, memorials and balloon releases and funerals, sadly will attract rivals who are looking for people who they've either been involved in a feud with, or maybe an online disrespecting back and forth, which happens quite frankly around the death of known or active members whose friends will post taunts and stuff on the anniversary of their death, or the rival gang will taunt the gang members that are mourning. So those anniversaries we keep track of so that we can anticipate any problems and hopefully head them off. So for South Endale, we're going to go east or Sherburne, and just make some rounds here through some of our busier areas.
A Champion brand face mask dark color, a hooded sweatshirt that is described as being red, white, and either black or a dark blue. He's wearing a skirt that's white, blues white sock, a black girl sock.
4471. Please put me back on. Please. 232 is gonna call Convo 31.
So they gave out the description of the suspect from the bank robbery as an Asian male, 5'10", 5'11",
32 is calling Convo 31.
and that way the
with a Champion dark colored mask, hoodie with red, blue, with dark shorts with white pants underneath, with stripes, white shoes, white socks, and black gloves.
it's a pretty good description. Red, white, and blue hoodie, and a hat, winter hat, and
Walker westbound and alley behind 18 West Street.
Now be walking in an alley westbound behind 1877. 5284.
My first phone call to the subject went to voicemail.
Copy, phone call the patient went to voicemail, 1612.
I heard officers out in that area getting out with the suspect, waiting to hear if that suspect is related to the bank robbery.
2364 Cove, next go and watch it start.
But meanwhile, they are going to be pushing out a photo of the suspect, probably from video within the bank, that will allow squads the ability to look at what the suspect looks like.
132 clear.
We're north on Western, at just across the Atwater.
84 West 3rd Street. If I can address, please.
Copy 18847.
$82.97.
8297.
Can you retitle this DOC LB clear report?
There is a very specific vehicle we're looking for related to a burglary of a business that occurred this morning. Again, I don't want to add information in, but
Disregarded.
I will let you know if we do see him stop it.
Thank you. Hey guys, I don't know if you saw it, but just down the street from where that Pathfinder thing is pinging, there was a theft of a plate from a Nissan Pathfinder 380 East Wheelock. Take that call.
So that was Deputy Pat Scott. He's hearing some information related to a vehicle. And
related, but that's a couple hours old now. Yeah, that's what's going to be on it now. Make contact with something outside of something in his hand. Not suicide.
Contact.
Stolen plate in the Grand Caravan. Number 3 unit 29. RAMSEY, where do you see the hang on here?
so does in answer to somebody's question, it is not a Nissan Pathfinder we're looking for. That was a separate incident. So, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just reading it.
that was just a regular stolen that they were keeping an eye out for.
Can you place a call back on pending and create me a call for 15? Not occupied.
We are eastbound on Maryland Avenue. Again, for those who aren't familiar with where we are, we're in the state of Minnesota, city of St. Paul, and you are riding along with Ramsey County Sheriff's Office Under Sheriff Mike Martin. You're in the back seat of my Tahoe as we cruise around, looking to respond to whatever's going on. And
81 on Arctic Jason 22.
we are looking for a number of suspect vehicles, and that suspect from the bank robbery earlier. Obviously, bank robbery because of the nature of the crime is a higher priority call for us.
Tires. You're on Gilton. Meet that in 7.
Copy on Dilton between Benson.
I just talked to a comment. He said I've had an LP to 1776 at Golfus. It's going to be on the Maplewood side.
So we're about to cross over into the east side of St. Paul, over 35E.
277 negative for Arctic on all channels.
277 copy.
260 figure 7.
Go for it.
Copy.
532.
532.
532, I'll take a DOC on 5th Street. Call it back.
What the fuck?
Copy a DOC at
Pardon my
101.
language if you heard that, but
Her
I was
mail,
trying to figure out what was
email in
going
the
on.
post office, refusing to get her mail. Refusing to.
And I was following behind a car that looked like it pulled over, but then was going to pull out
4
and
and 29. I can head that way.
run
too.
into me, so I had to slow down.
Okay.
Six Park, look for nice street.
Copy code for Madison. Sure deal. This is the copy to the DOC at 1739 Old Hudson Road. For the female states that a male that stole her vehicle earlier this year was in her face. He's likely running north on Liker Avenue, wearing purple and black Jordans, a shiny black bomber
It's a
coat.
good reminder to,
So she does not know.
we're stopping here for a school bus. If you see a school bus with its stop arm extended and its lights flashing, you are required to stop and allow the students the time to get off the bus and to cross the street.
Can you find out if the complex is seen with my office? Check their email.
Copy.
Right.
We're just going to continue
Sorry, Remy, on the left.
northbound on Westminster from
Alright, 26
Cottage.
Road down, right away. 222.
For those of you who aren't from Minnesota, as it starts to get chillier,
Shoplifters. Items.
our leaves start to change on the trees. It can be really pretty, of course, until those leaves are laying on your grass and you got to get them up before it snows. Otherwise, it can kill your grass and cause you a lot of issues. So, but this is the time of year when the colors change, and it's really a pretty time of year.
You can clear fire, so we'll still have a light on hold, please.
Copy. 1623.
And we are on the east side of St. Paul. We're on Arlington. We'll be coming up to Edgerton here pretty soon. This is a confusing time of year, by the way, for sports fans, because you have football going on, you have hockey, the hockey season started, and you still have baseball postseason going on. It makes it difficult to know what to watch. And but the good thing is, when the Twins got knocked out of the postseason, then you can start to watch the Wild, and which distracts us from the Vikings, who lost yesterday to the perhaps arguably the worst team in football. However, I'm going to say that if you get beat by the worst, then you become the worst. So it's not looking us.
On Westminster Street, apartment number 3, where the caller's ex-husband has her CBT card and is refusing to return the vehicle keys. His name is Juan. He's continuing to argue with the female hat, and he just pushed her. Copy 1620. Copy 1625.
1585, hook 4, you can clear Hope Hall.
Copy 1626.
680, I copy the vehicle.
I'm sorry, I must have misspoke. The Vikings did beat the Bears, but had they not beat the Bears, they would be the worst team in football. But they didn't look too good in the process, so I apologize for misspeaking there. We need to get more offense. But I'm glad people are listening, paying attention, and correcting me when needed.
Thank you.
532.
23, I'm not locating anybody over here. Can I get a call back, please? 531, she's inside the post house. I'm talking to her now. Howdy.
Is there a squad to start to assist medics at 430 Curtis Street East for a 25-year-old male with behavioral issues is being violent?
The comp will reach out to State Patrol or for the PD on this, and I'll be clear assisted.
Copy 1627.
We're eastbound on Maryland now. We're just crossing Frank and approaching Duluth. Here on the east side, again, it's a beautiful day.
8297, I copy.
The kind of day that we're going to be begging for here in about a month when it starts snowing and freezing.
Still at Ben's in the stall lane.
Copy, Evans.
234. I know you're on the track. Go 4. 4. Talk to that, Jacob.
526.
Myself and 258 will be allowed to 306 City Trees.
Copy, 063.
Side looking for vehicles that are stolen or have been involved in crimes.
We're taking some of the PCR and putting out.
And you will be the first to know if I do see one.
An address. The stolen iPod is stolen. Our phone is speaking to the area. Clear BC. You can tell me that, DOC. Copy. Clutcher says 2585 Conway. Secondary information claims being harassed by black male and white female are pounding on her door, threatening her.
4488.
Copy 4488 for back 1631.
So we are monitoring all of the Ramsey County channels, St. Paul channels, the some Metro-wide channels, as well as statewide channels. So if something big kicks off, you will be probably the second to know. I guess the dispatcher would be the first to know, or the call taker. But you will know as soon as I do, and I'll switch over to make that the primary channel so you can hear what's going on. We've had... It was a relatively busy weekend, and Minneapolis had 5 people shot in one incident in downtown Minneapolis at around bar closing time. There was a male shot at 15th and Nicollet there in Minneapolis, and as I said in St. Paul, there were the 2 women shot at the Oakland Cemetery at a memorial. So it's been relatively busy. There's also been a number of pursuits one or two of which you probably got to see on Friday night, and some occurred after we were off the air. State Patrol's been very busy as well. We're northbound on White Bear Avenue. We're still in the city of St. Paul, but soon, up here at the next light, we will cross over into Maplewood. One of these days, maybe we'll have Joe Steiner from the Maplewood PD come and ride along and talk to us about their police department and how big they are and what they do. It's a very busy suburb because they have a lot of commercial areas. They have a large mall. They have nightclubs and bars and restaurants and hotels, and so they see all of the same things that are seen in bigger cities, just probably on a little bit of a smaller scale. But we work with them very closely. They're part of our violent criminal enforcement team, violent crime enforcement team, as well as our SWAT team. And
190629.
we work with them on stolen cars and as well with our CAT team. So we're going to keep going northbound here into White Bear. I'm sorry, into Maplewood on the White Bear. We're right by Aldrich Arena, one of the most well-known ice arenas in the state of Minnesota. Home of a lot of the games that lead up to the state tournament here.
4420. Can I have the call time and the case number, please? Call time was 1543, case number 027511. Harvey, thank you.
Gotta say hi to our young fans that are out. Even the dog was waving at me today. I think it was a dog. It was hard to tell by the way he was holding it. But it's good to see. We have some fans that always want to wave at us when we come by.
363, I attempted to call the contact and she did not answer.
So we went to lunch today, kind of a late lunch at Tom Reed's because we had meetings, and had the chicken kebabs, which is their special on Mondays. They're excellent with rice, and a bowl of chicken noodle soup on the side. So I think the couple had chili instead, which would normally be on their salad bar, but we were there too late for the salad bar. But just love that place. Great service, great atmosphere, especially this time of year.
3937.
I think part of our crew went to Burger Mo's for
2275
lunch.
13th Avenue East for PIC. Information from Dakota County Crisis. They're speaking. This female said that she's in a car near the address. Refusing to provide a description. Of the vehicle with her. No plan not mentioned.
So we're still northbound. We're still in Maplewood. If we took a right here, we'd end up in North St. Paul
4442.
in about a quarter mile, I think. Quarter to a half a mile. We'd be right by North High School in North St. Paul. Alma mater of Sheriff Bob Fletcher.
3394, customer harassment, 1470 Cessna. Car's ongoing issue with a neighbor male at 1638.
Coming up here to check a couple areas where we've had stolens recovered historically, and then there was a break for a while, and now recently there have been a couple of incidents, so I'm just going to drive through and see what we can find. Part of the success of our carjacking and auto theft team is knowing the history of where cars are stolen and recovered and what kinds of cars are recovered in certain areas. Because that goes to the MO of the thieves that work that area, so, or live there.
4374.
374.
Yes, I'm in a 911.
Maplewood on the gun pointing incident that led to the recovery of a firearm and fentanyl and pills and powdered fentanyl.
$39.37.
Do we know if there's a painting uniform or if she just gave us address?
I believe that she just gave the address, but they're still on the phone talking to her.
New message. New message.
Copy, we're over there.
1641. 4442. 4442.
So you probably heard that ding sound, which means there was a hit on someone related to the car.
The message is there. Back to back 4442.
But it actually,
Eastern Lavender. Male driver with a gun in a blue Nissan Maxima threatened to shoot the caller and was following him on eastbound Lavender just now. Plate as Delta Papa Sierra 979. Well, first time one I can use ever. Perfect.
that was not the individual that is the registered owner of the car that had the hit. It was someone whose name sounded similar.
Maxima threatened to shoot. 4442 to 4471. If you'll just check the area eastbound Lavender for the suspect vehicle, I'll go meet the complainant. I copy. Will you give me the plate one more time? David Paul Sam 797. Copy.
New message.
4420. I'll be clear. You can have me to the weapons call.
New message.
44 same traffic.
So there was a gun pointing incident with a vehicle that we're going to be looking for that vehicle. It's a blue Nissan 2018.
332 signal.
334.
Sorry here.
336.
Nissan Maxima.
336.
And we do have a known license plate for it, so we are going to
342.
head over that way.
344.
344.
346.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, are you
I'm live right now.
4420.
Can you put me on silent?
Sorry about that. I had to mute you for a minute to talk about something, nothing big, just a personnel issue that we didn't want to put out over live on patrol. So we are back looking for that 2018 Nissan Maxima Blue that was involved in a gun pointing incident.
Forty-four, 42 out.
Before area.
So I'm listening here intently because I want to
4420 area.
hear if Maplewood sees that vehicle. I want to be able to get there and assist.
And 4420. Sergeant's clear from Howard to Dieter.
But again, we're looking for a blue Nissan Maxima 2018, and the license plate is Dog Paul Sam 797. If you see that car, call 911. Don't try to approach the car at all. Like I said, it was a gun pointing incident.
Copy 1342 Street, where the caller got into a fight with her boyfriend. The male left, and the story is no longer on scene. The caller found it intoxicated. She was requested to cancel. That's 6048.
So we are dropping back down onto the east side of St. Paul, where this incident occurred on the border between St. Paul and Maplewood.
Big call.
The first response is clear. Yeah, I just got a couple of spots here. We're talking about perfect clear tomorrow.
Happy perimeter spots in like 1 subject.
A 911 hang up in the area of 541 McCubbin Street. See if you can hear lots of screaming in Spanish.
Copy.
We were that last call, the call taker, telecommunicator, TC they call them, heard a lot of screaming in Spanish. You know, one of the challenges that we face all the time is being able to interpret calls and talking to victims and suspects, etc., who speak other languages. And we were talking about that today because our Karen population is really growing here in Ramsey County, and there are very few police officers or sheriff's deputies that could translate for those cases.
4442. 4442. No gun seen. Go ahead and clear this. I'll change it to a disturbance and clear squads TOA.
So you probably heard that. She just said no gun was seen. It was some kind of a disturbance, and so it really isn't a gun pointing incident. So it's definitely
That's from my call from yesterday.
an incident that they will follow up on, but it's not as high a level as we would have thought. I want to check something quick though, because when I ran the license plate on that car,
There Maplewood product message 4442 1729 PM at Burlington for a female receiving relief. Or do I can advise on this? That's it.
the registered owner of that vehicle appears to have a warrant out of another county in the state. For a probation violation for a family offense, it says. Interesting. So if we see that car,
.307 go to 4.
we will stop that car.
217. 18.
5539 St. Stephen Street. On a lift assist with a 71-year-old female who tripped and fell and can't get up.
18.
All right.
1654.
So we'll keep an eye out for that car in our travels. It's a misdemeanor warrant. It looks like a domestic assault. And what's important is you always have to look at any extradition details on there. And it says that they will only extradite from adjacent counties. And we are not adjacent to that county that the warrant's out of. So, but sometimes they will. It just depends.
Happy 1654.
We're going to go south on Hazel from Nebraska here.
.369 go to 4. 4. Cruise 79, okay, what about it? Okay, the brother left.
Happy 1655.
So it sounds like over there on the east side, I'm sorry, on the, I guess it would be central, in the West District, though, well, I don't know if it's central or west. Anyway,
369, can you go to 4?
they're closing down the perimeter from that bank robbery. The K-9's been out searching and hasn't located the suspect, so... They will continue to look in service, but they'll take down the perimeter.
We're just on every
3937. 3937.
Once they have more information, you can clear squad, secure it.
30 Maplewood Cluster, Texas 9 Minnehaha. We have medics that are requesting police. Road vehicle has struck another vehicle. Unknown injuries have been.
167, I'm clear central. Last incident, we can assist 181, so he's go for.
Happy 1655.
Squad out.
So we're back westbound now on Maryland at White Bear. And like I said, we'll keep an eye out for that Nissan Maxima, but it was not a gun pointing incident. It sounds like one of those deals where someone says they have a gun or feign that they have a gun. But no guns that were seen.
362, no, there's riders at the front desk. Heavy.
12 Charlie.
6-4 copy. 361 copy.
We're right next to the BCA building on Phelan and Maryland here. A beautiful facility. Got the opportunity to meet in there a couple times last week on different topics. The Violent Crime Coordinating Council meeting and another topic on a violence reduction strategy. Both of which, really emphasize to me all of the people that are committed to reducing violent crime in our state and in the metro area, and the resources that people are willing to dedicate to that topic to make our communities safer. And the bottom line is the citizens have to feel safe in their neighborhoods. We have to reduce violent crime and make the citizens feel safe in their communities. And for me, that always means we should
Copy a dangerous condition at Cedar and 7.
make it so that
walking on and off the train track.
little kids can play in their own front and ride their bikes up and down the sidewalk and in their neighborhoods and not have to worry about being threatened.
Break 24. Okay.
448, I'm split 4. Suspects are GOA.
Copy 1602, checking your status. Copy, go for it.
Please change this to a robbery.
We're going to go south on Arcade here and see what's going on a couple of our busier commercial districts on the east side. Those being Arcade and Payne, but we chose Arcade this time.
I'll take your DLC. That's Speedway. Do we get additional description on the suspect, please?
Copy, I'll check with the TC. Just want to assist for the DOC at the Speedway at 525 Lafayette Road for a black male that was refusing to leave, now walking towards the jail wearing a black and red coat.
270.
Copy, 270.
270. Could you have TC work on what he did and how much?
Copy.
Like I said, we're south on Arcade from, at Magnolia. We will be from Magnolia soon.
Bravo 142.
Bravo 142.
Myself and Bravo 17, will take the call pending at 235 5th Street West. RAMSEY.
Copy, and this is at 235 5th Street West. Female's refusing to give caller back her belongings. 17.
So the radio's busy with a lot of kind of little
272, the caller wasn't cooperative or refused to answer.
stuff going on right now, but no major incidents. Shoplifting at one of our speedways, convenience stores, and they said the suspect was walking towards the jail, which is a perfect place for shoplift. Just makes it easier, little shorter transport time for the
307. We're headed back up now. Thanks. Got it.
coming by the famous M&H.
Spot the west side next to Charles and an RV that's been there for a while, possibly 3 minutes. 161. 238.
238.
DOD.
Copy, I'm coming.
204, just same traffic.
Copy.
252, same.
280.
228.
Can you call data?
April.
We're just about to go by the St. Paul's East officing building for the East of St. Paul on the corner of Payne and Minnehaha. We're going south on Payne now.
Female that has mental health issues and is being violent. Those medics are
6 copy.
Not sure what that gentleman was doing, but he had what looked like a dream catcher on a pole there. Maybe he's trying to catch some dreams. We're right by East 7th, where the Bruce Vento trail starts, I believe.
4471.
At East 7th and Payne.
You can clear my current report and then pull me out on that date.
It's a busy hiking, biking trail.
Or 2 vehicle accidents, and one of the parties is being argumentative with medics who pulled up on that accident.
For any of you who've joined us, you are riding with Undersheriff Mike Martin from the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. We're in the city of St. Paul.
Stolen vehicle, Minnesota, John Frank William, 792 at 1700 order. Vehicles unoccupied at this time.
So there's a squad recovering an unoccupied stolen vehicle, 1700 block of Larpenter.
4420. I'll be clear report, and I'm with 44. 4420 update. We are at 1700, right? Thank you. 1710.
I wondered about that. It sounds like the call's actually 1700 Rice, which is Rice and Larpenter in Maplewood. We're right by the law enforcement center. Straight ahead of us is the building right there that my office is in, and all the admin staff. It's also
the driver. We're getting an LPR hit that not confirmed. Was this vehicle stolen earlier in the day, possibly yesterday?
Just confirm. John and Frank Williams 719.
Sorry, I had to hear that. Sounds like maybe the car was a stolen that was recovered and not taken out of the system, which is why we always have to confirm them. We are on the back side of the law enforcement center here.
44 again, Mark.
4471.
Going west on University Avenue. You are patrolling in the back seat of my black unmarked
Or apparently vehicles stolen at the same time.
Do we know when that was reported stolen?
Was it from stolen yesterday? At 4444. She picked it up today.
Happy Union Fest.
So we're on the back side of the Minnesota State Capitol here, driving through just past Regents Hospital. Level 1 trauma center, great hospital. We have 3 level 1 trauma centers in
44.
Minneapolis and St. Paul, Regions, Hennepin County Medical Center, and North Memorial Medical Center. Just this morning I saw a helicopter land on the roof of Regents Hospital, which is never a good sign. It usually means somebody's been seriously injured in an area outstate or on a highway where they can't get immediate medical care without being flown in, but hopefully that person's doing well.
There was an accident on White Bear Parkway, 2096.
Some bug.
I have an accident, White Bear Parkway, south of Highway 96. No injuries.
.4488. One more, please. King Edward Charlie 005, please.
We are back northbound on Rice Street at Como.
270 with the suspect.
Copy with the suspect. Bravo 707 EOT.
And as you can see, we're somewhat at the mercy of how busy it is on the street and what's going on. And right now, there's not a lot going on in the areas where we patrol. And I'm just trying to cover some ground and see what happens here.
377, your case number is 190658.
I'm going to show you the cemetery where the shooting occurred on Saturday night.
270 to cancel. Go for it.
Copy 1716.
The cemetery's here on the left-hand side, but I'll try to see if the entrance is open so we can pull in and give you a little better visual.
5185.
85, I copy. Alarm on bus.
I know Pat and I talked about some cemetery stories on Friday night, but that was Friday the 13th. This is Oakland Cemetery here. And as you can see, the gate's now closed, which I think this one's normally open.
We'll call it 2757
So-
263. Copy the suspicious and it's much with this at 273 Cottage Avenue for somebody setting up camp behind the addresses. Copy them 250.
4. One 6 5 4. Course 444, you can clear swell to 4.
Copy.
307, correct.
307.
Can you clear that? Clear that. Getting flagged down here at 1305 Maryland. Should we have to investigate?
Copy, another squad to start. Just wait till we go for.
250, okay.
Copy, I'll get 917
So we're going north here on Rice and see what we can see. As you probably heard, the radio slowed down a little.
910.
Do you know if 352 Tango still working or the EOT?
Thank you.
Back to that DOC on Aurora.
Squad north. 1712. 67, I'm clearing. Cancel 87.
Driving by the new home of the North End Community Center. Just learned about it on Friday night. What that building was going to be. It's going to be a place for kids to gather, play sports, and do other activities, and hopefully occupy their time and keep them out of trouble, which is the best way to do it. If they don't have time, they don't do crime. For those of you who are watching, I just drove by the Minoka gas station where those two parents were overdosing with their child in the backseat. And the child was reunited with his grandmother that night, thank goodness. And hopefully the parents will get the help they need and or the consequences that they need that will help get them back on the right track.
Seventy-two
7217.
Could you change this to an assist citizen, please, and clear me advised?
1794.
advising the 11 road.
Just driving by 444 in Maryland, a place where we had a murder a couple weeks ago, and it's been a very active location for several years.
Bravo 178. Right. This is assistant with Bravo 142, and we're back at CLT.
370.
Oh, that was by a vehicle and still alive.
Yeah, because yes, it was here, sir. 178. St. Clair Indefinite Place, PIC. Paul's brother said he was going to jump off the bridge to the west side. I don't know what bridge. Should be on foot. Black male, 1967. Thin black Nike sweater, black pants. A Lucky Charm.
Oh, guys, this road's a little bumpy. So.
29. 29. North London, still switch to on traffic. Thompson, Kilo, take uniform 496. Thompson.
No children on the bus.
Okay. Twenty-three. 23.
Keep Eagle. Keep them in at PIC. Let's check the high bridge quick. I'm right here.
Wasn't anyone on the side, so I will give them a pass on that one.
41. I'm finishing up here. I can start that way when I'm done. About 5. 261 University of Yellow 144.
Just saw a billboard here for an attorney that says he's Minnesota's premier defense attorney, which surprises me because I've never heard of him. But hey, it's always good for us to sell ourselves, right? Especially if you're in business. So you were riding with Undersheriff Mike Martin, the premier undersheriff in Ramsey County. We'll see if it works. I see squad's got a car stopped up here. So we will slowly roll by and make sure that he is, or she is safe. He just gave me the fingers up, which tells me he's code 4, which means everything's okay.
You can clear this report.
So we will move on. I appreciate all the people who say that, yeah, they do think I'm premier, but I don't have any billboards, so I'm going to have to get some billboards.
7, can you log me off, please?
Nice gentleman waved me through. We hung up through it, and this area has definitely improved since a family that we had that was problematic moved somewhere else.
378 I accept your call at 1731.
Looks like a busy soccer match here at the Frogtown Community Center. It's a lot of fans.
Bro, 531, you'll see.
Okay.
Call back in. 510. Clear advice, and you can give me that VOC Taco Bell. I'll let you know.
$43.20 amount.
612. 6. I'm clear with the sub. It's a reflector.
While they're driving, as in going westbound Maryland, approaching White Bear Avenue.
360 Park. 362.
Copy, 367, copy, off. One around.
307.
307.
Please send me that assault call. I think I saw the vehicle. It's going west, passing Hazelwood on Maryland. Did they get a plate on it?
I can verify from the TC, but the caller did say she saw an officer just passing the driver, the black car driver, and the female black car.
Okay. The vehicle I saw at that intersection roughly at the time is Charlie Foxtrot Charlie 147. I'm not sure if it's the vehicle or not. Just westbound White Bear clearance right now. Wait, 614.
Oh, and they didn't get any further info.
You said northbound.
Affirmative.
Okay. Doesn't look like a white female driver anyway. Disregard.
Received. I can advise people what it looks. Female, conscious and breathing without hitting her head.
2119, hold down, log on Charlie.
Copy.
So we're driving past the state capitol again. I would stop and say hi to the governor, but I heard on the radio he's up at the governor's pheasant opener, the pheasant season tomorrow. So otherwise we could just pop in and say hi, but we won't be able to do that today.
Looks like not going to get to see it.
For last seen driving cars on White Bear.
190666.
Out the county. So thanks for sticking with me. Wednesday afternoon will be the CAT team live streaming in the afternoon, and then of course Friday night will be Bob and Pat and the original live on patrol, generally starting at 9/11, possibly a little earlier. Stay tuned. So thanks for having us,
360 tank off. Over Sullivan Road, 15 20 minutes.
and be kind to each other, please.